Hello, I am Funny YouTube Man, and this is a college assignment. The assignment is to make a 15-minute presentation on the topic of a scholarly article about linguistics in the field of our choice. So that's what I'm doing. I am making this public because why not? But I don't know if I'm going to be doing this again, so please don't dox and harass me in the comments about it. Okay, great, thanks. Now that that's out of the way. The Voices of Game Worlds, a sociolinguistic analysis of Disco Elysium, is exactly what it says on the tin. Their argument, essentially, is that the vocal performances of video game characters, particularly their accents, can help flesh out a world by toying with our expectation of certain accents to make statements about anything and everything from a character's privilege to their politics. And this can potentially lead to an absolute nightmare for localization, which is honestly already hard enough.
Go, Onion! I need to collect the tools.
But Disco Elysium seems to have made it work. At least according to these linguists from Denmark who are talking about the English translation. I'm kind of assuming that they know what they're talking about here. You can read the article for yourself, though, if you want. In 2004, the New York Times ran an interview piece on the voice acting for the newly released Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2004. According to creative director Dan Houser, the game contained something like 600 different speaking parts, well over 10 hours of radio content, and nearly 100,000 voice samples. All of this voice work, including a noted performance by Hollywood actor Samuel L. Jackson, was ultimately included, quote, to convince people that this is a huge and vibrant world. Houser believed that recordings would help immerse the player into the world of San Andreas by expressing its characters' diverse personalities and storied backgrounds.
Give up the money. This a raid.
Ryder, not this again.
It ain't me, fool.
No one else is that small. I feel sorry for your dad.
Shit, you crazy. Let's get up out of here.
Same old CJ. Buster. Straight Buster.
In the intervening years, most people stopped thinking about video game voice acting as deeply. Not Dan Houser, though. He actually followed through on those statements far more in Red Dead Redemption 2, and the original article I'm reading actually talks about that a little. Read it, it's good. Unfortunately, the devil is in the details. And by the devil, I mean the stereotyping. Most often, characters who are voiced with normative accents are the, quote, good guys, and the characters who are voiced with non-normative accents are the, quote, bad guys. What makes an accent normative? Well, it kinda depends. The writers, the voice actors, the visual artists, the animators, the producers, us as readers, it's a McFucking minefield, man. So, it can be easy to, through a lack of forethought, use accent stereotypes to denote the quote-unquote good and bad guys. Take Fable, one of my favorite games from my childhood. The citizens of Oakvale in the beginning use received pronunciation British. Well, except for the bully and the cops, and later the bandits, who actually sound a lot like the guards. Fable really said ACAB, guys. Those accent-based stereotypes are then hammered home repeatedly by everyone using the same tropes because the creation of a video game is really complicated, even when you're not crunching, and when your team is a bunch of white guys fresh out of college, these things get lost in the shuffle. And just like that, wham bam slam Sam, Cockney accent means you're a bad guy. Now, what the authors of this article do is they take that idea, lay it out for you in meticulous detail using the Fable example that I used among others, and then they say, what if it could be done right? Enter Disco Elysium. The voice acting of Disco still relies on stereotypes, yes, but crucially those stereotypes are used to flesh out a more fully formed character who exists not just within a simple good-bad morality system, but is caught in a multi-layered web of class conflicts, politics, and racism. I sure do love the escapism of video games. But the real escapism lies in the fact that Disco Elysium wears its accents and stereotypes on its sleeve. Take, for instance, Cuno and his Liverpudlian accent.
Can't talk, pig! Shit's coming up strong! Throwing rocks!
Well, it's not just Liverpudlian. There are hints of other stereotypically low-class British accents. For example, H-dropping, or the foot strut split, or the foot strut split if you have an accent like Cuno's. Aside from his vocal performance, Cuno's hostility and profanity also play into one specific stereotype. All these facts coalesce to say something which goes on to be proven true for every character with a specific, non-normative accent. What it means to be someone like Cuno in this world can be understood with reference to what it means, stereotypically, to be a destitute and life-hardened child of the English lower class. Cuno is foul-mouthed, illiterate, and prone to crime, and you can find the causes of each of these things in the game. Cuno's father is effectively comatose right now, but Cuno tells you he was abusive in the past. The bookstore owner won't let him inside anymore because he's a rambunctious little shit, and there isn't a library in Martinez. And the kid does crime out of boredom, necessity, and ignorance. A similar character is Cindy the Skull. She seems to have purposely built her voice to express her punkish hood politics. She emphasizes and exaggerates many of the features that Cuno has. Her pronunciation of strut vowels,
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull,
and the glottalization and flapping of her T's and R's.
I haven't really started it yet.
At one point, she even switches up her accent to mock the cops by using an aristocratic affectation.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
In doing this, she directly mocks the speech patterns of another character nearby. Joyce Messier is a negotiator for and member of the board of the Wild Pines Shipping Corporation. She is rich, refined, intelligent, and most importantly to the game, has a boat. She is one of only a couple ways that Harry can get the money he needs to pay down his debt, because she's the only person in Revachol who has a couple hundred in cash that she can simply part with. She speaks with an aristocratic, received pronunciation British accent, and one that contains no so-called non-standard features. Her speech contains the trap-bath split, she does not have glottal stops, and uses non-rhotic pronunciations.
Good afternoon, officer. I'm Joyce.
Her accent connotes an upper-class and likely classist outlook. The only character who speaks even a little like her is Plaisance, the aspiring and failing small business owner in the used bookstore called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. Wait, hold on. Is that... That can't be right. Is that really what she named it? No wonder it's going out of business. But there is another. A foil to Joyce, who shares some of her linguistic properties. But in order to get to him, we need to slog through the racism. Yeah, so Martinez is a place with very diverse residents. And like most places with diverse residents, there are some people who aren't very happy about that. Standing between Joyce and her foil Evrart Claire are 3 of the 4 identifiably fascist characters in the game. René Arnaud, Measurehead, and racist lorry driver. Yes, that's his actual name in the game, just roll with it. We are going to skip over the part where we talk about the racist lorry driver because there's not much interesting to say other than the fact that he is French and has the accent of a Frenchman from Europe. and that I hate him and I want to grab him through the screen and put him in a microwave. But I can't, so I'm just gonna let Kim cook him instead.
Welcome to revachol.
Don't you welcome to revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Thank you, Kim Kitsuragi. Anyways, René Arnaud is the only fascist in the game to have actually served in the military. Specifically, he served under a fascistic monarchy, the last suzerain of Revachol. He was defeated quickly by a communist revolution, who were in turn swiftly crushed by the Moralist Coalition of Nations. He is fated to wallow in the sorrow of these compounding defeats for the rest of his life, so that he can avoid wallowing in the pain of losing his only childhood sweetheart forever. He shows his eternal and oh-so-healthy dedication to his nation not only through his use of French pronunciation, but also his strict enforcement of these rules in his own speech. This is notably untrue of Measurehead, the third fascist on our way to Evrart, who slips up in his French affectations sometimes. And if we press this point, we can actually get him to admit that he's mimicking an accent he heard on the radio because he's so disconnected from his actual lineage. Huh. That's really sad, actually. Anyways, we're just a jump and a quick judo kick away from Evrart Clare, the Union boss himself. Evrart Clare is one of the bosses of Disco Elysium. Unlike a traditional video game boss, he does not have any outright attacks. He does not have a health pool. You cannot kill him. The only objective is to survive, and the only obstacles to that objective are a conversation and a chair. Yes, a chair. I fucking love this game. Evrart does still share some linguistic characteristics with Joyce as her economic and thematic foil. He also uses perceived pronunciation, and he uses British turns of phrase. He uses a weird and specific diphthong for certain O sounds, such as in glowing and no. And in general, his voice is too weird and slimy and non-standard in every English dialect for him to be from anywhere specific. It's weird, it's awesome, and it works really well for the charismatic slug that he plays himself up as.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich.
Okay, but we still haven't answered the crucial question. Why does Disco work and not other games? Well, to quote the authors of this article one last time, we believe that the most important factor is overtness. The authors argue that by not hiding the stereotyping of the vocal performances and instead embracing it, the game encourages the audience to engage with characters as allegories for what their stereotypes represent, rather than just the character on its face. So, Cuno becomes an embodiment of childhood poverty, Joyce of capital itself, René becomes all the lost and abandoned soldiers of empires past, and Evrart becomes the very embodiment of corruption, the slime of the gears of the machine. But, real talk, we didn't even get to half the article here. If you're still watching this and you came here because of algorithm and not a college class, then you should try reading the article. You'll probably need an IPA chart handy and a web-based thesaurus, but you're a smart cookie. I believe in you. Links in the description. Have a good time. I'm gonna go downstairs and hang out now. Fucking leave my house. Okay, now where did I put my... Hey, wait a minute. You're not supposed to be here, man. I told you to leave. You know what? Fucking... That's it. I'm gonna go downstairs and fucking...